Check 1 2. Check. Check 1 2. We're gonna do some live. Check 1 2. Check. Okay, cool. Okay, this is session 13 for beginners, and hope you guys are well. We're gonna work on bars. That's what we're calling this one. Is straight up learning to hit the bar. So bar chords. Now bar chords are cool. So those all have bars. You see a lot of that. And when we're talking about a bar chord, beginner folk, what we're talking about is these chords that are one finger is kind of taking up more than one note. And so this finger looks like a bar. It looks like we're just kind of, all these fingers might be all over the place. They might be doing something weird. But this one finger, the first finger, is barred. So you can see where I got a bar here, I got a bar there, all the way down. I got a bar there, I got a bar there. Isn't that cool? I got a bar there, and then I don't got a a there because it's open. It's ready to be right there. So you can see how this works, right? Where on a chord, you can play all with this finger. You can bar over every single note. Now this is for beginners, so I'm not expecting you to learn these different chords right now that we're doing. Or anything like that. What I'm expecting you guys to do is take your first finger, and we're going to work just with these 4 frets that we've been crushing it on. And what I want you to do is just take your first finger and put it over all of them. I know that's crazy, and it's kind of a lot, but I want you to get your fingers to get used to that. Hopefully that's better on the light. So take your finger, right? And just like you would play anything, where you look at my back, see my thumb's right there. So right over here, see that? It's right there. So it's nothing crazy. But just put your first finger over all of them, and try to get sound out of each one. Now, if your guitar is an acoustic guitar, this is going to be hard. If I had to play a steel string acoustic guitar and bar it all the way and make a sound out of all the notes, for my fingers it would be tough. So, and I've been doing this for a long time. So hopefully you got an electric guitar, because it's much easier to do. Even a classical guitar is much easier to do, a nylon string. Try to put them down and then squeeze a little bit with your finger and that thumb. Just try to, and you're gonna feel it in here. So this is gonna get sore. And just pluck down. Hopefully you can get some sound out of each one. You notice if you let up just a little bit, it just goes dead. Right? Now the theory, just so you understand what we're doing, is see this nut right here? This is called the nut. Well, that is like a finger, by the way, right here. That's what that's working as. So when you put your finger here on all the strings, that's like a nut. So it's like you're moving a nut. So if you've ever seen a person with what's called a capo, I don't have my capo around here, I don't think. It's up there. See it? It's up there on the thing, right right where my finger's pointing, that's the capo. If I put that on here, it would latch on, and it's like a finger. It's like a mechanical finger. So it takes this nut and it shifts it up. That's what it does. And wherever that capo is, you can only play in front of it. Okay? Behind it's dead. But what I want you to do is get your finger on it, and then go up, and then go up, and then go up. Can you get that to the 4th fret? Every one. And just strum it down. Strum it down. Strum it down. That sounds kind of weird, huh? Yeah, it's kind of an odd sound. The chord is just all over the place. But how does your fingers feel? How does it feel on your this area right here? Is it kind of tightened up a little bit? Then just let go, loosen up your fingers a little bit, get back on there. And maybe come up with the stroke. If you have a pick and you're using a pick, then, you know, have your pick and just practice that. Now, it sounds crazy, but don't worry about the sound. This is really just working on your bar. That's what the lesson is about. It's about the bar. So you can do what's called a half bar as well in guitar. We see that all the time where we do half bars, where we kind of bar maybe just a half part of the... So sometimes I'll play something. See those bars? It's a half bar. I'm not going all the way up. So you can see how that kind of works, where when I'm playing up here, this is my bar, the nut. Isn't that cool? All those open, what we call open strings, it's just the bar. So if I move it up, so that's a half bar. It's where it's just like that. Don't worry about all these other fingers here. Right? Oh, whatever I'm doing, like a spider. Right? Don't worry about that. I'm just kind of helping you see half bar. So if this whole bar thing is a lot for you, go half bar. Just half bar it. Start at a place, like start on the 4th string and pluck down. So 4th string, those ones, and just make sure all your fingers are on those ones. Now this is important because in songs, it's amazing. I'll put this, check this out. Whoa, that's loud. Let's see. I don't want that to crush you guys, but I think that's good. Maybe. Okay, now, but you hear some of these songs. Let me see some more. So what I'm doing is I want you to see all these popular metal songs from the 80s. They're all just this kind of bar. Isn't that cool? That's all they're doing is barring. So almost all these metal songs see how my fingers just barred? I'm gonna try to make it so you can see it. It's just bar. Old Scorpion song, right? But you see how all it is a bar. So the bar is important. You know, playing the bar is like, that's where it's at, man. You gotta learn how to do that. So let's see, let me get it off there. See, how do I get it off there? I don't know. It's oh, there we go. Okay, so playing this with this bar is important. That's just half barring it. Isn't that cool? See, you could take your half bar, it's kind of crazy, and you could just you can just play wherever you want. You can just, and what's cool is if you play a whole bar, it sounds almost jazz. Like, check this out. I'm going to play now. What makes it jazzy and everything is really what I'm doing in this right hand. I'm going to play a little thumb and kind of finger plucking. But so you can see how it's kind of funny, huh? You got a little samba thing going. It's kind of cool. Now, that is just by doing a full bar, and I'm just doing some plucking. Anyway, you can see how the bar is an important part of guitar playing. So I taught you guys already kind of this mini bar. Now I'm finally going back to the bar and from what I taught you guys really early on, because if I remember really early on in these studies, these sessions, I kind of taught you just to work with these 4 frets and just kind of, I told you to pick one here, one note here, go 2 over, 1 down, and you have these notes. Well, now you can bar. Whoa, sounds kind of cooler, huh? So instead of just the full bar, you can go 2 over, 1 down. So that's just using a bar, and then I'm just putting 2 over, 1 down. So you can start working on that. Just work on the bar, the full bar. Try to make sound. Then if you want to make it so it's a little prettier sounding, go 2 over, 1 down. You still got your bar down, but you're going 2 over, 1 down on the 3rd string. So Now, the cool thing about this is when you learn this 2 over 1 down thing, then you start getting into, then you can hear, like, I'll show you how different songs kind of implement this. Now, all I'm doing is, of course, I'm doing this little strum where I'm kind of just chicka 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 chicka. That's how that's going, and you can work on that. Just mute your strings. Maybe make a harmonic. 7th fret, right over the fret, right over the 12th fret. Right over the 24th, if you got a 24th. 5th. Check this out, 24th. Now let's go to the 5th. Sounds the same. So that's just a little jank. But all I'm doing with the bar is I'm just, this 2 over 1 down, I'm just doing what's called a hammer-on. I hit it, hammer it down. A pull-off would look like this. Hit it with it down, and then pull off. So isn't that cool? You have a hammer-on, pull off, hammer-on, hammer-on, pull off. Whoa, I know that's a lot. You're like, wow. But isn't that cool? You can just, all you're working on is this. Anywhere you want to play it. I don't even care where you play it right now. I don't care what fret you start on. I don't care where you end on. I just want you to get familiar with the way that feels. Get familiar with the bar. Get familiar with the half bar. And then get familiar with 2 over 1 down. Use your little whammy to go back and forth, make it sound pretty. Now, our next lessons are all going to be working with these bar chords, because we've kind of gone over the theory of what 1, 3, 5 is. I've had you guys work on all your chords with just learning the 1, the 3, and the 5, and then finding those chords over here. So hopefully you've already done that. If you haven't, you should probably do that and make sure you know all your notes in this area. We've been just plugging away at 1, 2, 3, 4 frets. You need to know all your notes. You need to know the name of all your open notes. So, and that's it. We haven't really done much with sharps and flats. We've done a little bit with sharpening a third of a chord to make it a minor. We did that with the 1, 3, 5, the triads that we were working on. You can go back to lesson 12 and look at that some more. But really now we're going to start looking at these bar chords and how this kind of looks on the neck. So I've given you just the basics of that so far, but we're just going to keep developing it. And then you're going to see our triads. We're going to do our triads and we're going to implement our bars with that. And you're going to go, whoa, this is really cool. I can do chords with these bars. So, and that way you can move up the neck and you're not just stuck down here. And so let me just give you this. Many people play the guitar and they only know the chords that are over here. Now remember, this nut is like a finger. So when you're playing chords here and anything's open, meaning it's like an open string, you're not putting any fingers on it, but you're still hitting it, that's like this nut. So that's like this bar. So for instance, that would be what that E looks like. as if I really had this bar, if I had my finger barred right here, but instead this nut's here, right? So A would look like that. E. But say we want to play a chord up here, right? Say I want to play, I can't just play, say I like this position, I like the way this feels, playing this E, the way my fingers are like this. And I go, man, I want to play though a B. You know, can I play a B? Well, not there, you can't. Not with this same exact positioning of your fingers. You can't do it, but check this out. Let's move this nut, which is your finger. Let's move it over to B. There's B. We got it on the B. Whoa, now we got B. A, or E. Then we got B. Okay, so see how we don't usually play or put our finger here because the nut's here, right? So it's like that. But again, if you like the way the position feels, the way, you know, if you learn this E right here, guess what? You can play an F now. You can play an F sharp. You can play a G sharp. These are all majors, by the way. You can play G sharp there, play A. You can play A sharp. You can play B. You can play C. You can play C sharp. You can play D. You can play D sharp, and you can play the octave E. So check this out. Okay, so there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. So hopefully I'm just teaching you a little bit now of the theory, kind of why we want to know our bar chords, okay? Because sometimes in guitar, you don't want to go from this to this. See how I'm changing my whole positioning? Well, maybe I just want to go like this and just slide it down and just play it there. Whoa! Because maybe I want to do a solo down here. Whoa! Or maybe I got some other thing I want to do. There's so many things you can do. There's so many different ways of going about stuff on the guitar. So I'm just giving you guys the idea that if you even know one chord in guitar, then you can move it someplace else because you can bar it. Isn't that cool? So the bar helps us to really develop some cool things. So hey guys, have a great one. Fun lesson. Bar chords. We're working on it. Okay, bye-bye.